Hey, scrubber names friends, how are we all today? I've got this 12 by 12 cut file layout for you, documenting a black and white photo of my daughter and my husband doing some fun, crazy things. Now, it is black and white because the photo itself is not the best quality. As you can see, there is a bit of exposure or overexposure. But that's okay. I don't usually work with black and white photos, but I kind of like the flexibility that black and white gives you in regards to colour palettes and things like that. Now, I have decided that with this cut file, I did try and actually cut it using a pattern paper, and it really didn't work. So I went with white and then didn't like the way it looked on the background. So as you can see here, I'm using this distressed oxide in a bit of a red colour, and just using my ink dauber, just brushing it, or I guess smooshing it onto the cut file. My only issue with it is, as you can see, there's some really sort of prominent circular bits. I don't know if I needed to rub harder or had too much ink on the brush or on the dauber, but I make it work by the typical thing of covering it up, because why not? But I think it kind of adds a little bit of contrast to the colours anyway, so when it all goes together like this, it goes all right. Now, I did decide just to add a little extra pops so it comes off the background a little bit. I would add some black ink, not something I do a lot of, and it was probably not the best idea because of all the different little angles and nooks and crannies of the cut file. You can see I struggle a little bit, but in the end I was a bit like, you know what, it's got it on there mostly, so we'll just go with it. And there are some spots where you'll see, I think, that the ink smears a little bit onto the actual cut file, and yet again I will cover that up so it doesn't annoy me too much when I'm looking at the layout, as you'll see at the end. Alright, and I'm using a Stays On ink. That's pretty much my go-to ink for most things, unless I am couch scrapping and then I'm using a different kind of black ink. I think it's the VersaFine one, mainly because the Stays On ink is waterproof, and so if something happens and I spill something on it or whatnot, then it's all good. And again, I didn't have an actual plan for this layout, so I didn't know. Originally I thought about putting some mixed media on the background as well, but I don't. Now, to make it really pop, as I said, the flexibility of a black and white photo is I can just go nuts. I did try and incorporate the colours on this background paper, which is it does have, like, I think it's milkshakes and cherries, because why not? I thought it was cute and a bit fun. And just using up some stash I've got from previous kits that I've got in my little kit box. Decided to try this little torn edge just to give it a little bit more texture and a little bit more interest, as opposed to just having some paper backed onto pink. It also gave me some areas to play around with embellishing, as you'll see in a little bit. And I really like the way that pink really makes everything start to sort of pop, as you can see. Alright, playing around with my placement of things, just trialling it out. Now, I decided that I would map my photo, as you can see, using some different really bright coloured paper pads. I was thinking of just putting white behind it, then I thought, nah, it's going to look a bit boring. I wanted something really bright and fun to tell this story, and there really isn't a big story. I think this particular photo was taken, my husband had been away for the week, we had been homesick with COVID, so we were literally just, it's sort of, there's another video, I think actually it's already gone up, of some funny face selfies of us as well, all on the same sort of day. And yeah, they were just making funky faces, and well, this one's more trying to make love hearts with their fingers. As you can see in the background, my husband is pulling a weird looking, as my daughter calls it, rabbit face. Alright, just trimming off some negative space there on my photo so I can matte it a bit more. I really liked this. This is a Cocoa Vanilla, I think it's Bohemian Dream paper. Trying to use up some of my paper pads as well by using them to matte photos, to make cards for Project Life. Just never ends. But yes, I liked this paper because it was really bright. I really liked all the big burst. And even though you can't see the burst now, you can see all the colours, and it really makes that photo pop a bit more. So I did pull some paper pads from my stash in the beginning. I wasn't sure where I was going too much, but there were some paper pads I thought, oh, these are really bright and fun and kind of childlike almost. So I thought I'd give them a go. As I said, use them up. You can see this. This is very, very old Chamel. I think it's Glitter Girl. Playing with my camera. As I said, I've said previously I struggle to figure out the angle of my camera, but this one looks alright. So just, matting it down, adding some colour, lots of different colour. I liked the black with some pops of colour with the flowers there. I think it grounded things a little bit too. Gave me opportunity to, add more to this. So I hope everyone has been well. This video will go up. It is Wednesday afternoon or evening here in Oz. So this will be our Wednesday video. I realised I hadn't shared my previous video, so feel free to pop on over. It was an art journal page, a bit of a special one. I popped up on Monday. Or Sunday night. I don't know, one or the other. But feel free to jump on over, have a bit of a squeeze. And remember to share some love so others can see my videos. That always means a lot. I learnt a lot of my scrapbooking skills from just watching other YouTubers. So I'm hoping I can inspire the same, even in just the beginners. Alright, just having a look through my stash, as you can see, auditioning bits and pieces. Those really big gold. Red sparkly hearts tied in really well. Again, adding some more interest and pops of colour. Lots of fun. Alright, now you'll see me here. I've got some printables that I'm going to pop around the page and audition where they're going to go. And you will see how I use my little torn edges. And I'm sure there are other ways. I've seen other people do it and they look really awesome. Those stripped edges. I'm getting there. Again, still learning at times. Always learning. And having lots of fun. Looking forward to hopefully getting again some decent couple of hours in my scrap room on the weekend. It is Wednesday, as I said, so we're in the downhill slide to the weekend. So my plans already are to hibernate for a bit, hopefully. Alright. Now, I did use glue, not for any other reason except I just couldn't be bothered to fiddle with my tape. Because the tape is so thick, I would have to then trim it down to sort of on those smaller edge pieces. So I just had my glue. It was quick and easy to just stick on. Just adding some little clusters. I didn't want to... I originally wasn't going to add too much. And then I add more. But why not? Use all the things. I am trying to, as I said, I have a kit here. It's previous Kitaholic kits. As I said, I did stop getting them a few months ago, just because I was a bit overwhelmed with how much stuff I had, was getting and not being able to get through it. So I've put a pause on that. So just trying to use up what's in those kits as much as possible. So all these different little ephemera packs, they aren't necessarily from the same month. But just trying to use it all up. And as I said, I want this layout to be really bright and fun, because that's the sort of the photos point. And these cute little bees. Again, no real relevance except they're really cute. I'm just adding them around, using them up. And as I said, as you can see, actually, those I've put some little printable phrase pieces, I guess, or words in those torn edge pieces. So, and then added the little bees in as well. Just adding a bit more. See, I went to stop and then I was like, oh, look, let's put these on. Why not? They're super cute. Now, I had thought about popping some of my embellishments up on foam just to give a bit more 3D-ness to the page, but I am trying to be conscious of how much bulk are in my albums, as I've talked about previously, trying to reduce the number of albums per year. So yes, try to. Let's just say try to. Now just going to add some finishing touches with some sparkly, sprinkly bits here. I think these are gold stars, just to add some more sparkle to the page. A bit more interest and fun. And that is all for today. Sorry guys, I think the video must have cut out. So you can see the close-ups of my process, or the finished process. But if you do have any questions or any comments, please feel free to leave them below and I'll get back to you. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye for now.